What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Afterburner. He's Mikey. I'm Jordan. We're from In the Dome podcast. This show is brought to you by Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Download the app today. Use code NATION when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Your Super Chat charity partner this season is Youth Centers of Calgary. If you want to get your question or your comment on the show tonight, fire it in the chat. And if you make a little donation along with that, we'll make sure it gets on the show. It's going to go to Youth Centers YYC, helping kids get through chronic stress and the rest of the challenges with life. Super Chats, charity partner. Okay, bro, you ready for this?
Do I just drop a howl? Do I just drop a howl in here?
Just do it. Howl. Do you remember arguing with fellow Flames fans about a month and a half ago that Dustin Wolf was not getting enough starts?
The coach even said, the goalies haven't separated yet.
All we've been hearing for the last month and a half is, I don't know, it's pretty close between the goaltenders and Dan Vladar. The numbers really don't reflect.
You don't want to overwhelm him, this and that. But he had a bad game. He let in 2 goals against the Blues. He shouldn't have let in. Dude, I feel like we can't understate how insane this run Dustin Wolf is on.
You know what? On a night like tonight, a game, is it a hockey day in Canada today? What was that?
Hockey day in Canada, in Canada.
On a hockey day in Canada national broadcast against the juggernaut, the winner,
the best team in the league.
Jets. Best team in the league? Yeah, just beats him single-handedly. This is like he's in the Calder conversation, and he's in the Vezina conversation. Is he not in the Hart fucking conversation right now? Bro, where would this team be without Dustin Wolf? If this team makes the playoffs, how is he not in the Hart conversation?
The final shots tonight, 39-22. Final high danger scoring chances, 16-4 in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. We win 3-1. This kid is unreal. This kid is unbelievable, dude.
The amount of 10-beller saves this guy made tonight on some of the most elite talent.
And made him look easy.
He makes it look easy.
He makes that one save on Ehlers right off the breakaway. It's just like, easy money. No sweat.
Well,
no sweat off my ass. Big deal. Yeah, exactly.
The ice is already slanted as it is. The Jets were by far the better team in the first period. But just like, what was it last week on home ice? I forget who we played, but even Huska made mention of after the game. Dustin Wolf kept you in the game. He keeps you in the game. He gives you a chance to win 1-0. He gives you a chance to win 2-1.
Oh, bro, it's crazy.
You scored 2 goals for all intents and purposes tonight, and you win.
Well, what do the Flames have the highest number of games this season won, like picking up points in games where they've scored 2 goals? 2 goals, not 3, not 4. Like in today's NHL, when like you scoring 3 goals a game is very rarely enough. We're out here scoring 2 goals a game. We're out here with no player on our team is on pace for more than 60 points in a playoff spot. They posted They posted like the Hockey Day in Canada graphic, and it's like here's all the Canadian team leaders like Kyle Connor and McDavid, Draisaitl, and all these guys. They have like a shit ton of points. And then it's like Huberdeau's got what 32.
He's still
in a playoff. It's crazy.
Here it is. Here, Robert.
This is what we're dealing with. This is like shades of. This doesn't even compare to like the Iginla Kiprusoff years because we had Iggy at least too, and he was scoring like 40 goals. It was kind of like back then. It's like, well, we got Iggy and we got Kipper. Now it's just like we got Wolf.
Look at this.
It's crazy.
Your highest point production coming from Huberdeau so far, even with how great of a month he had and how good of a season he's having, he's still just on pace for 60 points. Let's put that in perspective.
Comeback season is 60 points.
So despite dropping back-to-back games to the Blues this week, you're still hanging on to the foul wildcard spot coming into tonight. If the playoffs started tonight, this would be the first round matchup, the Flames versus the Jets. So, I mean, we're already into the second half of the season now. It's another big game tonight. Hockey Day in Canada, another meaningful game. Here we are. We're in a fucking wildcard race. Another meaningful game. There's still drama in Vancouver. You see this? They're going to trade.
Insane, dude. They got Miller drama. They got Pedersen drama. Doug McLean is like, oh, even Demko does one. It's a shit show out there, bro. It's crazy. That team sucks without Quinn Hughes, to be perfectly honest. They're a terrible hockey team.
I wanted to ask you because, I mean, you kind of touched on this to open this thing up. Are you getting like 2004 playoff vibes from the way this team performs? Like just everything's backed on goaltending, essentially.
I think we're all just kind of sitting here being like, hey, this can't keep going on, can it? Like,
and then it does.
And it kind of looks like, oh, you lose to the Blues twice this week. It's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of maybe getting
Dustin
off the rails.
Wolf kind of falters a bit in one of those games.
Oh, he didn't have the greatest game against the Blues. Whoa, he's just absolutely owned the best team in the league. So, I mean, we've been having this discussion pretty much on a weekly, semi-weekly basis all season. Is like, when does it? If Dustin Wolf continues to play like this, can the Flames make the play? Dude,
if you can beat the best teams in the league, he shuts out the Florida Panthers on home ice.
I know we have some Wolf stats because I don't think anybody outside of Calgary and maybe even in Calgary is like, I don't think people realize like what's going on. Now, this is before tonight, so this is going to be increased on most of these stats tonight. Like, he's top 10 in everything, in all situations: save percentage, goals saved above average, high danger save percentage, high danger goals saved above average, 5-on-5. Pretty much the only goalie who's been better this year 5-on-5 is Connor Hellebuck across the board. Like, that's which is insane. Which is insane. And you say to people, like, only talk about the Calder conversation because everyone's like, oh, Lane Hudson, oh, Celebrini, oh, Michkov's kind of falling out. It's like, do you stay up and watch do you watch anything that comes out of Calgary in the West? What are you watching? Because this kid's doing shit that rookie goaltenders never do. It's crazy.
Well, dude,
he's not only for me the front runner for the Calder. He's like inching his way. Not inching, he's fucking leaping into the Vezina conversation at this rate. And if the Flames make the playoffs, dude, that's a whole nother discussion. It's crazy.
If the Flames make the playoffs and nothing changes, I mean, it's nice to see Kuzmenko getting the board tonight. But if he's single-handedly winning the games on a nightly basis enough to get you in the playoffs, I don't know how he's not in the heart conversation.
Number 32 on the ice, number 1 in my heart, baby.
Okay, Richmond's every home game enter to win the monthly grand prize of a VIP experience. You and a guest can win flights, hotel tickets, and spending cash to see the boys hit the ice on the road. You could go to Winnipeg. What was it, -50 there tonight?
Oh, beautiful.
Nothing wrong with
I'd love to go to
game.
Winnipeg. Where did you stay?
Great food, daily specials, TVs everywhere, probably Motel 6. Richmond's is ready for game day and serving up delicious barn burner blonde from Original Brewing all day at a special low price. Flame special if it's a Calgary game day. Coors Light, Coors Original, and Coors Seltzer is on Richmond's Pub. Sports live here. 3919 Richmond Road in the heart of Glenmorgan. So, this was an intense finish. I don't think I've been like this jacked from like when the Flames got that late penalty and is still 2-1 and they had to kill off that late power play. And then the last 5 minutes of the game, like my heart was racing there, dude.
Yeah, that was dude. I haven't been that invested in the last few minutes of a game for a long while.
I don't know why.
That was a butt. That was the old anus clencher, like sweaty palms anus clencher right there.
So you're gearing up for the game. You get to see Rory Curran's playing again. Dustin Wolf's getting the start. You're ready to go. You get to see Rooney play again. The Rune Dog.
Yeah,
love the Rune Dog. This has been one of those talking points, I would say, past 3 weeks now. It's getting stronger and stronger. I guess if you're winning games, it's hard to argue with success, but man, you got to replace this guy at some point.
Well, I know he was, again, you get the win tonight, and Kuzi scores on the power play. You're trying to get him going. I maybe kind of understand the line of thought in putting him with Cairns and Sharangovich, but I don't know if you're the coaching staff, how you think it's appropriate to break up Pelche and Cairns when they've been not even break them up, but pretty much demote Pelche to a lesser role when he's been so good.
Well, we throwed up those
points. Doesn't make sense.
Point projection stats, and Pelche, if he's played a full season,
40
projected
points,
to have 41 points. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I was looking at some stats the other day, and this checks out because he's been really dangerous. Like he's been if you look at his on ice metrics when he's on the ice, Flames are incredibly dangerous. Yeah, he's on pace for 14 goals, 27 assists, and he's been lights out this week, especially with Rory Cairns. They've got that AHL Wranglers chemistry. What are we doing with that fourth line? And I know it's kind of like nitpicky to be like, what's with that fourth line? But dude, they're getting absolutely massacred out there every single night. Like, dude, the game against the Blues, I think Kevin Rooney was rocking like the 6.5% expected goals for. Dude, I just looked on Money Puck. He had it below 1% expected goals for tonight. How do you even? That's actually impressive to be able.
Is that an all-time record for Money Puck? Probably.
Like that's crazy. So they're getting absolute. Like in the Blues game the other night, they were on the ice for like together for 4 minutes and got outscored 2-0. The shot attempts were like 10-2 for the Blues. Similar story tonight. They just got absolutely eaten alive. So you're gonna have to figure out that fourth line, I think.
Well, this has kind of been the underlying story for us all season. Is obviously Huska's done a pretty good job across the board, but some of these lineup decisions,
it just leaves you scratching your head. And
there's some room to be, left to be desired there. Like I agree, splitting up Rooney and Pelche, even demoting Pelche. I know you got to get Kuzmenko going.
Yeah, but at the expense of Pelche,
there's some dividends there.
Well, and see, right. I think this is maybe another talking point with like some of the coaching decisions kind of hindering the offense of this team, because we're all kind of sitting here like looking at this team and we know it's not the best team in the entire world. But when you look at some of those guys on that team and you're looking like, hey, like Kadri's on pace for like 58, like there seems to be, I feel like there's more offense to juice out of this team than the coaching staff currently is juicing. Not too much, but definitely enough where maybe we'd have 3 or 4 more wins under our belt, right? You look at Pospisil's had like 3 points in the last 2 months. He's still playing with that hasn't been changed. The guys who are going, you got Pelche going, and he gets demoted. It's just kind of some of these weird lineup decisions on a night-to-night basis that don't really make sense and aren't really helping the team. And you're just left sitting there with your dick in your hand, waiting for Dustin Wolf to save the day every single night, it seems. I just looked at it because I was curious. Yeah, the Rooney, Pelche, Lomberg line tonight, at 5-on-5. Shot attempts 6 for the Jets, 0 for the Flames. They get outshot in actual shots 5-0. Yeah. Scoring chances 3-0 for the Jets with those guys on the ice. So I
didn't notice Lomberg
really
once.
Tough night for the Rooney.
I didn't notice Lomberg once tonight. Usually he's noticeable.
Yeah, usually at least he's hitting something. But
didn't notice Pelche. Yeah, it sucks to have Pelche demoted down there, and obviously with Rooney I don't know how that's going to go. We got to change that. We got to get Rooney out of there.
You got to get the Roon dog out of there. I think he's a guy who's a part of the penalty kill. The penalty kill stinks. He's not really bringing much. He's weighing you down a little bit.
We touched on it first period. Dustin Wolf comes out, keeps you in the game early. The Jets were carrying the bulk of the play. It's timely saves. He also makes a 2-on-1 save on Ehlers shortly after the breakaway goal. I don't think we have that, Jack, do we? The 2-on-1 save?
No, we don't.
Okay. And then shortly after, timely, Matthew out to lunch Coronato comes down with the old snipey snipe. I think we got this queued up.
Holy shit, bro.
Dude, how many times when Coronato scores, usually we're like, it's a holy shit response. Like, this guy's just always sniping.
He's just bar down. That's from distance too, man. Like what?
He's
so good. Like you'll see as soon as like Coleman doesn't even have the puck yet, and he's already opening himself up for that shot and getting into an area where there's not any coverage. And he scored the Huberdeau scored the game-winning goal. What game was that? It was at home. Huberdeau scored like the spinning back goal where off a Coronato rebound. And if you watch that, they showed like kind of the on ice angle, and he's just like moving. All he's doing is finding soft spots all night. He's really good at that. He's exceptional at it.
Yeah, no, he knows.
And then to be able to fucking whip that from that far out and go bar down. I know that's not Hellebuck in the net, but that's still an insane shot.
Do you like my nickname for him, Matthew out to lunch Coronato?
Right, because I think
it's a bit of an inside joke, but I think we came on one of these things one day and said this guy will probably end up being one of the franchise leading goal scorers if he spends his career in Calgary. But apparently we're out to lunch for thinking that. So that's his new name, Matthew out to lunch Coronato with the old snipey snipe.
Absolute dude, I can't get enough of that kid's shot. I just can't get enough of it.
Cue it up on repeat. I can watch it all day long. So
Like, you're just gonna find me like in my house, just like we haven't seen Michael in like 15 days. I'm just like watching Coronato clips.
The Flames get caught with a terrible call late in the first. I hate this, man. This is like game management to me, and you see this all the time.
This is exactly what it was.
It's like, the Jets come out, they carry the play, but then the Flames, Dustin Wolf's playing on top of his head. They come down, the Flames are up all of a sudden, and then they take everything away, all the good juju with the. Is that even a high stick? They didn't even hit him. It grazed him. Anyways, Wolf shuts the door.
To me, bro.
Wolf shuts the door, and then Coleman kind of gets away with a cross check shortly after that. So I mean, tip for tat, I guess. But did you hear this? Did you hear this Anderson quote that Huska can be tough and mean when he needs to be? I got this in my notes. They covered this in the first period.
Yeah, Huska was he was the coach of the Stockton Heat when Anderson was down there. If you remember, when Rasmus Anderson first arrived on the scene, he was a little bit out of shape, a little bit pudgy.
Fatter ass. Right?
I believe the moniker was Fat Rass, like PH Fat Rass, right?
It's PH. I thought it was FAT.
I don't know. But he went down, like he had they had a stern talking to with him, and he went down and played with the Heat, and Huska was the coach, and they kind of had a headbutting relationship a little bit, but like it turned him into a great, Rasmus was with the Flames, I think maybe 2 years after that, 2 or 3 years after that, maybe even sooner than that. But their relationship goes back.
Jack, save this Huberdeau pass for the second period, but Huberdeau did have a 2-on-1 with Kadri in the first period. Did you notice he's starting to do this again? This is like the third time in the past 3 games where now he's leading the team in goals, yet now he's electing to try and force passes through defenders unsuccessfully rather than shoot the puck. We're starting to see it. This is what we saw in the first 2 seasons. So look, if he wants to continue with the success he's had so far this season, he's got to knock that off. Like, that's getting ridiculous already.
He did it in the Blues game for sure.
Actually, you know what, Jack? Fired up because this happened in the second period. I don't even think you saw this, dude.
I didn't. I think I saw him make one pass. Oh, that's vintage.
Is it possible to pause it right now? Right there. Look at that. Look at this.
Look at that. Whole side of the net is open. Oh, man.
Dude, maybe this was why my blood was fucking pumping. I just had my blood boiling, dude. I hate shit like this.
And then Kadri points it right off his ass, too.
There is
maybe he had the right idea. I don't know. It would have went in if that guy wasn't there, but still, you wish he'd shoot that, eh?
Oh, yeah? You would? On an empty net? When the goalie's not even in it? No.
I mean, dude, let's be honest. Like, empty nets are his kryptonite. He's better when there's a goalie fully, right? Like, he's hitting posts on empty nets.
He was playing the percentage. He probably would hit the post again. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Good call. But, like, honestly, dude, like, there's zero room for shit like that if you're going to take a wildcard race seriously. Like, you can't, like, one of those things is going to come back and bite you. It's just like putting Richie in the shootout. So it's eventually going to ruin your season. I'm telling you. All right. Booster Juice is the proud puck partner for the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament, January 23rd to 25th on Lake Mildred. Oilers Nation and Flames Nation. The Booster Juice is powered by Booster Juice. Sorry, the notes look a little weird here. Visit the location today to refuel, refresh, and re-energize, or download their new Booster Rewards app to earn, order, and enjoy Booster Juice. What's your favorite Booster Juice, Michael? It's got to be the banana peanut butter. You can't go wrong with that.
I mean, I haven't been to a mall since I was 2010. So I don't know. Are you going to go play in the pond hockey tournament? You should go light some people up, eh?
I probably should, eh? Make a name for myself out there.
Oh yeah, dust the skates off.
So start of the second period, Curran's getting in it with the power, getting some power play 2 time. I thought this power play looked way better than the first one.
Oh yeah,
and then eventually, obviously, Kuzmenko scores on a power play goal as well, with Curran's getting the assist. But power play,
it's been better of late, right? In the last 2 or 3 months, it's been not half bad. You see James in there. He's got 4 points now.
what I like about this power play goal, because I text you, you get a power play. The way this game's going, you're there because you're a goaltender. You get a power play. You haven't scored in 2 attempts. This third one, like there's no excuse. You have to score. You need a goal. You need to give Dustin Wolf some run support. Kuzmenko, what do you think? I mean, we've been saying it all year, man. If you can get Kuzmenko going, if you can get Sharangovich going with the way Dustin Wolf's playing, if you had 10 more goals, 12 more goals between the two of these guys,
5 more goals.
Is this? I mean, you see it historically. The guy gets a grill off his back, and the next thing you know, they're coming in more frequently. Sharangovich scores last game. Are these two turning the tide here or what?
I don't know. It's too early to tell on Kuzi because it's like, oh, it's his second goal. It's like, oh my god,
Dude,
his
that was
second goal. It's January 18th.
29 games, dude.
So
some people are like, oh, it's a cold streak. You're like, it's
just a cold streak.
That's half the fucking season is gone.
But I mean, yeah, maybe it does because you kind of saw something similar. He was having a hard time in Vancouver last year. Wasn't anywhere near the hard time he's having right now. But then he got to Calgary and he scored 14 goals in his last 29 games. So, he's probably a streaky guy. So if you get one, you build on it. And it's good that it's a power play goal because I think that's really the strategy. I don't really care where he plays 5-on-5. Like I didn't like him bumping, taking Peltz's spot tonight. You just feed him power play minutes and you say, do your thing on the power play. Go wild. Because he's kind of a frustrating player to watch 5-on-5 right now anyways.
I feel like personally, he's been the most surprising story for me.
Oh yeah, all season. I've been blown away. We were expecting, and I guess we just probably got caught up in the hype. But do you remember what it was like the last?
No hype. He was scoring at a 40 goal pace.
He was insane, and he had scored 39 goals like the year prior, right? So I think this is one of the most surprising things. Because when we were coming into the season, we were like, hey, this team is going to be able to score some goals because you got Kuzi, potential 40-goal guy. Sharangovich just scored 30. And now you're sitting here with Huberdeau's your leading goal scorer. How did that happen?
Although, is it more surprising than Huberdeau being the leading goal scorer? That's probably takes the cake, eh?
No, I feel like Hubie's got a nice little month. I feel like he's got a pointless month in him still, maybe.
Yeah, he's still got one of those in him. Come on, let's be honest. So, but like I said, I mean, we're starting to see Huberdeau make those passes that he shouldn't. This was when his game looked terrible. So I don't know. I think we might be onto something. Rory Kearns gets another assist on the Kuzmenko goal. Thoughts on Rory Kearns so far? What we've seen, he's got 4 games under his belt now.
4 games.
If you're in the chat, what do you guys think? Have you liked Rory Kearns? What you've seen so far? Do you want to see more Kearns?
4 games, 4 points. How do you go wrong with that, right? I think he's been great. I think, yeah, it's awesome. I don't think you could start your NHL career off any better, especially if you're a guy who, wasn't like this. I saw this the other day. It's he might be one of the first guys to play. He never made the team out of camp ever. He was always one of the early cuts. So for the fact he's not only in the NHL, the fact he's playing well, 4 points in 4 games is mind blowing. And I saw one that said high IQ there. And that's kind of, I think that's where I fall too. I think his skill set, maybe physically, he's not daunting. He's not going to flash you with his skill, but he's always in the right place at the right time, it seems. And
yeah, I don't even have a scouting report on him yet. I just know he's a big boy.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him start scoring some goals. He's big. He's beefy.
He's a husky. He's a husky old chap, eh?
But was it who had him compared to? Was it Mangiapane? Was it Byron Bader?
Yeah, I think his model, in terms of scoring, and I think Mangiapane is a guy. Maybe not as what Mangi's a pretty swift skater. Not that Cairns is a bad skater, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good comparable right there. I just want to see him play with Pelche is the only thing. It was they were rolling. They've got that chemistry.
Seems silly.
Totally silly. It's completely silly. It's exactly what it is. It's silly.
So again, story to close on the second period. Wolf makes another 2 unreal saves.
Here's the show from now on. Wolf.
The Dustin Wolf show.
Just Wolf. And here's another save by Wolf. There's another save by Wolf.
Another 10 biller by Wolf.
You just stop dealers on a breakaway. Oh, at least Kyle Connor. No problem.
That, 2-on-1s or the power play save late in the game. So, okay, let's get to the third period here. Yeti taking good care of us at the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament with mugs, coolers, chairs, blankets, and a tent. Crave the cold and extend your ice time with hard-hitting gear that's built to honor the toughest sport on earth. Hashtag crave the cold. Hashtag build for the wild. Yeti. So you're sitting there, 1-0 going into the third period. That's what it was, right? Yep. You're still there, aren't you, Michael?
1-0 going into the third. I just saw. I was thinking of the double doinker that
it's
coming.
Went
in. I was thinking of that. I was like, when did that happen? But
so you're sitting there to start the third. Did you hear this? The broadcast said that the Flames have just one loss after leading after 2 periods.
Dustin Wolf.
Dustin Wolf,
clutch.
Your answer for everything, right? Dustin Wolf.
Dustin Wolf is seriously, bro. You're Dustin Wolf.
Again, timely. I'm going to talk. This is like the theme for tonight: is timely saves, timely goals, timely power plays. That Huberto to Kadri pass where Huberto had the wide open net. It was immediately after that play that the Jets scored on the next shift.
You just kind of like watch Backlund. He's just like controller disconnect, disconnect.
Oh, it looks like he was in some pain.
Did he hit?
What is he doing?
Oh yeah, maybe he did. Okay, he was hurt. My bad. Sorry, Backs. No shade, but that did look kind of goofy on that play right there.
It was 2-0 going to the third, man. See, I mean,
I was thinking of the double doink.
I have you on here to back me up in your.
I was thinking of the double doinker because
let's get to the double doink. Let's take a look at this.
Because I thought this was in 2, and I was like, oh, sweet. And then I was thinking that was the 2-0 goal, but it wasn't.
Shortly after it's 2-1, you get the double.
Player skate more than anything. Like that looks like
you're right.
That'd probably be a Coleman goal.
Right off the back.
Little Peter Labardius action there, eh?
Has Coronato had what, 2 multi-point goals before?
Well, I know he's lit it up in preseason. I think he had 2 goals. There was a game against the game he scored in OT against Montreal. He scored twice. I think it's the only time this year. I could be wrong about that, but that's the one I remember.
So yeah, like I said, after this, the Jets get a late power play, and this is when my heart started racing. I was like, oh fuck, here we go. And now I'm just all in for Wolf. I just want Wolf to win the game. I want the Wolf to get all the credit. I want Wolf to be in the hard conversation. I want Wolf to be in. I watch the game to watch Dustin Wolf. I mean, that's what I'm doing here. Let's be honest.
Well, dude, that's really what it comes down to, man. Is that, as a fan, because that's what we are, right? We come on this show. We're lucky to be on the show, but we're just like you guys. We're just common folk, right? We're just
a couple of fans like talking about.
We're just watching from home, just like, holy fuck, did you see that save by Wolf?
Take off a goal for a rip there, bud.
And that's just what I'm watching. Just the fact of the matter is, when Wolf's in net, my interest level is way higher,
especially when he's doing,
especially when he's doing that, doing it at such an elite level. Like this is unheard of, dude. Like this, it's not unheard of, but it's pretty special what he's doing on a night-to-night basis in the net for the Flames. Like it's crazy. Like Darren Haynes, good follow on Twitter. He had some tweet about like comparables to goalies who have like won a certain amount of games in their rookie year that Wolf is on pace to. And it was like, it's a handful of guys. It's Bobrovsky. It was Stuart Skinner.
Yeah. There's only 4 guys, right?
It's just all guys who have now won Stanley Cups, right? And
this is one of those things where
what this kid is doing is almost unprecedented, right?
Every week there's some new stat. You're just like, holy shit, man, this guy's.
So I don't mean to turn this into the Wolf show all the time, but yeah, here Dustin Wolf is on pace to be the 5th rookie goalie in the past 15 years to hit 28 wins. Here they are: Corey Crawford, 2-time Stanley Cup champion; Matt Murray, 2-time Stanley Cup champion; Stuart Skinner. We don't talk about him, but he made the Stanley Cup Finals.
Actually, we talk about him quite a bit.
Yeah, here it is. There's the tweet. Like that's crazy that he's on that list. Like what he's doing is incredibly special.
Yep.
So let's hope his career turns out better than. Let's just delete Skinner. We should just Photoshop Skinner out of this, and That's a lot more pleasant to look at. Well, here's what we'll do. When Wolfie wins the cup, we can add Wolfie as the guy to the list because Stewart's the only guy on the list not to win a cup. That's what we'll do. That's how we'll fix it. Got it.
Well, the reason why we talk about Wolf so much, I mean, that's a good tweet. That's a good point because what it really means is that we're witnessing history here in this first season of Dustin Wolf. I think we don't want to put too much pressure on the guy or get ahead of ourselves, but it's looking like we got an absolute steal in this draft. He was last pick for the Flames in this draft.
He was like the fourth last pick, the whole thing.
It's going to be one of those things where 10 years from now, 10, 12 years from now, hopefully we have a fucking championship by then.
Hopefully hopefully they don't bridge him and he dips to Florida when he has the chance.
But it's likely going to be one of those things. If you redo that draft, he's going a hell of a lot sooner than the last round. Somewhere in the first round, maybe top 10. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think we are. If you look at these stats week after week after week, we're witnessing history right now.
It's crazy, man.
We'll just see what his career holds from him. But man, he gets me excited to watch the games. All right, upcoming games. Platinum Mitsubishi. The road ahead is powered by Platinum Mitsubishi, home of the 7-seat Outlander PHEV, Canada's best-selling plug-in hybrid SUV, combining more than a century of automotive innovation and an industry-leading 10-year, 160,000 km powertrain warranty. All Mitsubishi vehicles offer the comfort and craftsmanship you and your family deserve. Check out the Platinum Mitsubishi's online storefront at mitsu.ca or visit in person at 2720 Barlow Trail Northeast to experience their state-of-the-art showroom, award-winning sales team, and decorated vehicle lineup, including the Outlander, RVR, and Eclipse Cross. Locally owned and family of the Flames fans, Platinum Mitsubishi has been serving Calgarians for more than 2 decades and is proud to support Afterburner. I feel like I deserve like a cookie or something after that one.
Yeah, take a big go. You Mitsubishi. Say Mitsubishi 5 times in a row.
Mitsubishi. All right. So road ahead, we got the Sabres, the Wild.
We got do we have like 4 days off? We do. We don't play till Thursday.
So only 2 games coming up this week. Yeah, only got 3 games. You got a Sunday game.
Oh, the Jets again. I mean, as good as the game that was, anytime I see dude, this is 3 tough sell games for me. Buffalo.
Dude, they're back in Winnipeg again. That's strange.
Minnesota. Winnipeg. Oh, who scheduled the poor Flames to go back to Winnipeg? Have you ever heard the song where the chorus goes, "I hate Winnipeg"? That's me. I hate nobody wants to go to Winnipeg, bro. I just still have PTSD from when we played them like 6 billion fucking times in the.
At least they didn't wear those disgusting uniforms. At least they have their better uniforms on tonight.
So you got to be Buffalo.
Man, they are a tough team, though. Hey, they're a good team. They play hard. Really they got play big boy hockey.
Yeah,
I just, I'm every time we play one of these juggernauts in the West, I'm like, can this team beat the Oilers? Please, dear God, tell me this team can beat the Oilers. Somebody beat the Oilers. Anybody beat the Oilers? Anyone? Although I was pretty pissed the other night after losing 2 to St. Louis. I was like, fuck, I don't even care if the Oilers win anymore. Okay. Let's go to before we get to the chat and some comments and some questions, you guys can start following up in there if you want us to discuss any topics, throw them in there. If you got the super chats thing, use the super chats. Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Download the app today. Use code NATION when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I let you pick the anytime goal scorer. I didn't even know how you did last week on this, but Cole Caulfield tomorrow, if you bet $10, it's a $25.50 return. So if you bet $100, it's $250 return. I don't know how much people bet on these things, but I sure shit don't bet $100. Anyways,
I only bet large sums when it's like a guaranteed. Like actually tonight we broke the backup goalie thing, so that's usually my go-to. But it's a miracle.
You usually bet on the goal tonight.
Well, I usually bet when the Flames are playing a backup goalie, it's usually like a sure thing, like absolutely for sure they're gonna lose. So
sometimes get shut out even. That's kind of a safe bet. You're looking for the Calgary Flames killers. Typically it's Kyle Connor, but with Dustin Wolf in net, no luck for you. No goal for you.
Luck bug eyes.
That's like the soup Nazi, eh? Kyle Connor, no goal for you.
No goal for you, Kyle.
Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Okay, man, that's all my game notes. I don't know if you have anything else to wrap up in your notes, and then we'll get to the chat, or if you just want to get to the chat. What do you want to do?
Let's get to some chat. I think there's a lot of action in there going on right now.
There's always a lot of
just,
action.
a lot of it is Wolf supremacy, which hell yeah.
Hell yes. I'm here for it.
I think the good comments I've seen tonight is like Dustin Wolf deserves he should be arrested for that robbery tonight.
Wolf. This is from Arthas Menethil. Wolf, the leader of the pack.
Oh,
he
is the alpha, bro.
Our leader, the Calder boy. He's gone one of the chosen one. Oh, go Flames. Hey, if they're going to pay $10, I'm going to howl.
Keep
Flames,
pushing for the glory and the guts. Great comment, Arthas. I love that.
Love it.
And that's the thing with Wolf too. Like that's the thing that I think like when we were projecting out, because there was kind of that conversation. Oh, he's too small, like his confidence, and like what happens when he gets lit up. It's like he had that game against San Jose last year where he got shelled and everybody was like, oh, he looks distraught. Oh, he's crushed. Like if you know Dustin Wolf and you know how he plays and you've watched him, like the kid, guts and glory, baby. Like that's exactly what he's like. He's one of those guys, like you hear this in sports a lot, right? Especially in hockey. Like you know those guys who you want to go to war with, those guys who, right? They don't want to lose. They're freaking stare like Dustin Wolf after a loss, just like stares at the wall like Kingpin and Daredevil when he goes to prison. And he's just like nothing else is on his mind. He's locked in. That's Dustin Wolf. Great comment. I totally agree.
Do we have any other super chats, Jack, that take precedence?
I just see, dude, this is great. Wolf supremacy reigns supreme. Calder, Vezina, Hart. Let's go.
Parekh and Muse probably are two best prospects at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Even dude, Gritton's off to
he's ripping it up. Season 2? Adar Sunyev's having a nice year in college. Zane Parekh, since you bring it up, hat trick tonight. Hat trick and 5 points tonight.
He made history as well, did he not?
Yeah, he became the highest scoring defenseman in Saginaw Spirit history. 9th overall, by the way. 9th overall, and not good enough for Team Canada. Boy, he's good. I think Luke Misa also had a hat trick tonight, so a couple of hat tricks for some Flames prospects.
Parekh,
tonight.
Muse, Misa, Gritton. We nailed that draft.
In the chat, they're saying like we got to figure out a way to get Misa's brother, Michael Misa. Oh, that'd be sick, eh?
Isn't he going top 5 though?
Yeah.
Well, if Dustin Wolf playing this way, I don't know if we're picking top 5, folks. We might. Hey, at this rate, maybe we'll place higher than the Panthers. Eh?
Maybe Montreal's getting Florida's pick. Don't want to get too ahead of myself, but
think we should try somebody else from the farm besides Dewar, Stromgren, Honzik, or Klapka.
Well, definitely Dewar because he's really struggled and seems like he might be more of a quad A type guy. He had that one really good year, but has been pretty mid ever since. I would like to get a look at Stromgren for sure. I think Honzik, I don't think you want to, mess with him. Injury, he's a little.
Honzik's not quite. Yeah.
I think we've seen Klapka. I don't know if we've seen enough of Klapka, but
dude, Klapka and Wombo.
That'd be pretty
nice
sweet.
That'd be a nice little fourth line.
I'd imagine if they do call somebody up, it would be somebody who would take Rooney's spot at center. So they'd probably want. Here's the thing, though. Like I think in order to make everybody fit, I think you want to maybe see Pospisil start playing like the 4-line C, where he's probably best slotted. I know he's had a little bit of success with Huberdeau. I'm not saying he's been bad, but I think just in his role, that's probably where he belongs. And they wanted him to play center. They started the season him playing center. He was really good. I think if you want to call somebody up, I would like to see Pospisil kind of move around in the lineup, and maybe you can call somebody up like Stromgren, then they don't have to play center. But I'd like to see Stromgren over maybe one of the, like, who else? Stromgren's probably the guy for me right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I want Pospisil done on 4C. I get where you're coming from, but I think there's more upside for him. Like, because what are you going to get? Like 7-8 minutes a game?
No, well, the thing is, if they utilized the fourth line properly.
Well, let's have a discussion about it, because, I mean, I think the best fourth line that we've seen, at least in recent Flames history, has to be the Ryan Hathaway, Mangiapane line. And I mean, I get it. That's Mangiapane's kind of break-in season. And he's obviously a better player than fourth line, even Hathaway. But Hathaway is a great fourth line player. And then Derek Ryan, he's just a utility guy. But if you're looking at 4C, I mean, maybe that's why Rooney's getting all these starts. Like, I don't know. Rooney does nothing. But what should that 4C spot be a place? Should it be a placeholder for someone developing? Should that be what it should be saved for? Or like, how do you utilize that in a way where it makes sense for your team? I don't know if I like possible celerity.
Yeah, if somebody says Sam Morton, I'm just thinking like the lines you are when you had Derek Ryan, who was a great centerman, and you could play you could roll fourth lines, and your fourth line was a huge advantage. And you put a veteran guy who's a utility guy with two younger players on. It's like that's what a fourth line should be. It shouldn't be like, oh, all of our shitty players who we can only play.
They're getting caved in every night right now, and Rooney's numbers are leading the pack in that sense.
I think there's enough. And then you hear it too, right? Because it's like, oh, well, we can't play Pelch. Like, if we want to get Kuzmenko in, we have to play him in the top 9 because the fourth line's playing for him. It's like, it creates all these stupid problems that you're just creating problems for yourself. It's like, oh, now we have to play Pelche fourth line minutes for like 4 minutes a night, and he gets shit canned all night with Rooney and Lomberg because Kuzmenko can't play on that line because they only play 4 minutes a night. It's like, what are you doing? Configure your fourth line properly, please.
Here's a nice little throwback. Best Calgary fourth line single game performance. Stajan, Jonesy, Ferland. Which Jonesy is this?
Jones?
David Jones?
Was that the fourth line? Was Ferland playing with Johnny Imani at that point? Probably not.
Fun fact. I was there.
Well, there you go. Stajan, right? He wasn't a Rooney, right? He was more of a Derek Ryan type, right?
Fun fact.
Guy in the fourth line.
Fun fact. I'm warning. Do you want to warn everybody when I have a fun fact?
Oh God, don't give a fun fact because it'll be something really depressing.
Fun fact: when Jonesy had his like 40-stitch reconstructive face surgery, I was there. I was playing against him.
You played against the old Jonesy.
Captain Sheldon Lee decided to two-hand the guy with the toe of his stick right in the face. It was one of the nastiest injuries I've ever seen.
Oh man!
Fun fact.
That is a pretty fun fact. That is a pretty fun fact, though.
My batting average for these fun facts is 1.000.
I mean, that's a pretty good fun fact. You played against David Jones, and your captain cut his face open. That's pretty cool. He was on Coquitlam at that point, right?
That's right, Coquitlam Express.
Yeah. There you go.
So, what else we got in the chat? Anybody got any more little questions?
Oh, dude, I see a freaking Chris Sutter reference. Somebody saying Chris Sutter brings it every night. Hell yeah, he does.
Oh man, do they still have him at the Dome?
I don't know. I haven't been to a Wranglers game yet this year.
Or did they throw him out with the Daryl Sutter bathwater?
Well, I mean, his brother's still a coach, so I hope if I go to a Wranglers game, I really want to see.
He's
Chris
pepping up the Wranglers crowd. Love it.
He's the best. He's the absolute best.
Are we still selling at the deadline if we're in a wild card spot? Great question. I think I sent you this today, right?
Keyword R versus should.
Yes.
Are we? Probably not. Should we? Yes.
Where is it, man? Man, our chats get so full.
You were talking about this trade they were like,
what was that? Somebody report. Oh, Friedman believes the Flames could be in the market for a rental center if they continue to stay in the playoff race. One that quote unquote won't cost them much. I don't hate it. Because look, my biggest pushback all season long is like, dude, if Dustin Wolf keeps doing this and Vancouver Canucks are like they're bogged down all this drama, I guess the Blues could catch you. But you could use a little help scoring goals. Like, I mean, at what point do you be like, fuck it, we're going to try and make the playoffs?
Don't do it. Here's where you get caught into this Brad. Caught into this Brad Treliving trap, dude.
I happen to agree with you. I think you make a great point. So go ahead.
Oh, it doesn't cost that much. It's only a third round pick. It's only a second round pick. It's only a fourth round pick. It's only another fourth round. It's only 5 fourth round. It's only 58. It's only ever third, second round, fourth round pick we've ever had. Brad, just keep your draft picks. Stop doing this. You don't need a bow leg. You don't need your army of plugs every single year. You don't need Forbert. You don't need Gustafsson. You don't need Fantenberg. You know what? I'd rather them get somebody who does cost a lot than get somebody who doesn't cost a lot. I'm so sick of those dumb. It didn't cost a lot. It didn't cost a lot.
What's a third worth? So
what's a third? Well, Henry Muse. Third round picks don't matter.
He's leading
Exactly. Scott says no
CHL,
rental,
big
sell,
deal.
sell, sell. Don't give up. Don't give up draft capital. If they want to pull a move where it's like, okay, we want to do a player swap for a player swap where it's like, I don't even know who would be on the team. Like, I'm just kind of thinking when they acquired Kuzmenko, like a big trade that is still a sell, but if you want to bring a piece back in like a cap movement where you have to take on somebody's salary, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Where you're doing the bulk of the trading, but you're also getting something that's like, hey, maybe this can help us.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. And that would be
But this is the are and should comparison, right?
Yeah. Well, dude, it's and the 2014 deadline, the 2015 trade deadline, we were in the same situation. The only reason we're in the sniffing position of a playoff spot is because Johnny Gaudreau was incredible in his rookie year. Same situation this year. And Brad, for probably the only time in his career, made the correct decision to continue to sell. I think he traded Curtis Glencross that year and a couple other trades, but like the Glencross trade, he got picks that he ended up packaging to get. I think that was ended up being involved in like the Hamilton Lindholm trade. At one point in there, he made the Sven Berchi trade for the pick that became Anderson. So that's what you look at. It doesn't matter. You look at that because
what are you going to do this?
Exactly.
You've seen teams do this the last few seasons. Like Nashville was good at whatever year they made the playoffs the last season.
Exactly.
They were still selling off their expiring UFAs. It's kind of like you're playing with found money. My biggest thing is like, dude, if Dustin Wolf is this good, is he not just going to continue to be this good? So at what point do you start building around him? But I happen to agree with you and the majority of the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Stick to the plan. You're playing with found money this season. If you somehow get into the playoffs, make the most of it. And you better fucking not start Vladar game one. At this point, it sounds to me like the debate is being settled. No, percentage wise, how much of this season is luck? I don't think much luck. I think favorable scheduling of matchups is more so than luck, and maybe if you want to, put that in the luck category. Typically, if we saw it tonight, Hellbuck gets the night off. Jets play their backup. We're not losing to every single backup anymore, which is nice. I wouldn't say maybe luck, but I would say maybe 10% of the season, in my opinion, is due to favorable scheduling and whatnot. I don't know where you sit with that, but
well, I mean, it's not like they're riding like an insane PTO bender. I think, maybe you could say like, okay, the save percentage is maybe a little like, not that Wolf's like not this good, but it is pretty crazy the numbers he's putting up. But there's always luck in sports. I think maybe it's more. I think the luck factor is just kind of what's happening maybe around them more so than what the Flames are doing. Like Vancouver's an absolute shit show over there, right? Like I don't think anybody expected that, especially given the season they had last year. And they're really, other than the Blues, the only team kind of in this wild card race for that last spot. And when you were like forecasting, okay, who's going to be the 8 playoff teams, like Vancouver was 100% in there. So when you're looking at who the Flames are going to be battling with, you're not thinking they're going to be battling it out with freaking Vancouver, who can't get their shit together. So I think that's probably what's the more lucky part than anything the Flames are doing. I think the Flames have done actually a pretty job maxing out what they have on this roster, to be honest. Maybe even a little unlucky, I would say. I don't know if the numbers back that up. Like I know Huberdeau's having an insane shooting percentage, but like I said, like Kuzmenko, Cherengo, a lot of guys are having trouble scoring when maybe they should be rewarded a little bit more. You had the freaking Zary injury. That's pretty unlucky. He's a big driver on this team. So I don't know. I don't think it's been a lot of luck.
Let's leave it on this note, is that the number one standalone reason, hands down, that you're having success this season and currently in a wild card spot and in a wild card race lays solely at the feet of Dustin Wolf. And what Dustin Wolf has done, there's no luck. He is not having a lucky season. It's just Dustin Wolf being Dustin Wolf.
Dustin Wolf is ordained by the hockey gods to come down and say, he's just channeling, just like save. He's just been like in a trance. So if you want to call divine intervention luck, maybe it's luck, but
That's it for us, folks. Thanks for joining us. If you like the show, check us out on In the Dome podcast. We record one a week. We'll see you guys on the next one.